Hi, everybody. We'll give it a couple minutes for everybody to jump in, and then we'll get started. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming today. Today will be our first introductory training series and walkthrough of the Black Diamond platform. So today we want to get into our agenda. First, we'll give a little bit introduction of who we are at the iCapital team. We'll talk a little bit about what is Black Diamond, as well as give a live demo of the platform. And then we'll open up about 5-10 minutes at the end of this session for some Q&A. So first, we want to talk about the purpose of Black Diamond and the purpose of this training. We intend to give a brief walkthrough so you guys can familiarize yourself with the wealth management aggregation tool. We want to review the capabilities of Black Diamond, and then we also want to give a little bit of training on how to perform some common useful tasks within the platform. As we get through this training, please feel free to use the Q&A function to ask us any questions through Zoom. First, let's talk a little bit about who we are. We are the iCapital Data Solutions team. We're a team of dedicated Black Diamond experts. We work in conjunction with the firm's operations team here at Kingswood. We're here to provide dedicated advisor training and support for you guys. And we really want to ensure that you guys are maximizing the platform's potential. So let's jump in a little bit on what is Black Diamond. Black Diamond is a tool that provides aggregated performance reporting, can help with meeting prep and providing performance reports for your clients. It allows you to do performance analysis through the client view and offers a client portal where different clients can access and view their financial data. So before we jump into this training and jump into our live demo, let's talk a little bit about the Black Diamond terminology. When we review things in Black Diamond, we'll review them as cards. Each of the cards here are set up in different sections. We have our client setup, where you can view your accounts, portfolios, and relationships. We have business intelligence, which provides a top-level overview of your book of business. We have our client view, where you can analyze client data and performance. Our client reports, which allows you to generate and run PDF performance reports for your clients. We have client experience, which offers a way to publish data over to your end clients. And we have data management, which allows you to customize and control your data, as well as data mining, where you can build, run, and save different data queries to Excel. So now we'll walk into our live demo and introduction of Black Diamond. The first side that we want to get into is the client setup and the monitor. The client setup is going to be the first place that we would have advisors go to get everything set up within the system. This is an app within Black Diamond where you can household all of your accounts. You also have the option to utilize the monitor to ensure that all of your new accounts are properly added to portfolios. When we talk about portfolios and we talk about householding in Black Diamond, there's a hierarchy here that we'd like to go through. From the bottom level to the top, we have our assets, we have our accounts, our portfolios, and then our relationships. Talking about those a little bit, the first we can talk about is the account. An account is any specific financial account that holds investments or assets. We have a portfolio, which is a collection of one or more accounts. These are generally grouped together within Black Diamond for reporting purposes. So if I'd like to run a report on somebody's IRA, I can go ahead and put different accounts in that portfolio and then report. Whereas the client relationship is our top level, which is the broader connection that ties together multiple portfolios for one client. This offers a complete view of your client's financial data. So let's go ahead and jump into our quick live demo of client setup and show you guys what you'll be able to see from this end. So over here on Black Diamond, you should be able to see the client setup tab here. The first place we would normally advise people to go to is the monitor page. This page is where you can get a general health of all of the householding that needs to be done or any sort of thing that you need to look through on your client's end. We can see any portfolios that we may not have moved into a group. We can see any accounts that may not have a relationship. And from this tab, we can also use these shelves here on the right to see our different relationships and accounts. If I click here into the accounts tab, you can see that I have 3 demo accounts here set up. I can jump into one of the accounts and view all of my account details. Obviously, as this is a demo account, not all of the information is going to populate here. These are generally information that will come through from a custodian, but I can see client addresses, different history start dates, registration types. From here, I can go into my portfolios and see different portfolios that I may have set up for the client, as well as my client relationship, which I can see and utilize within client view. So now that we've talked about the client setup a little bit, let's go ahead and jump into client view. Client view allows us to make sure all of our client data is available in one place. We have the option to look through different cards and different data for each client. I'll go ahead and jump into the client view from here and show you guys what that looks like on this end. So I can go back to my homepage. I can open up here from client view. I will start with the portfolio. This will take me to my portfolio dashboard. Here in the dashboard, I can see all of the different cards and data that I'd like to see. This offers me a good insight into all of my clients' data. If I want to adjust these card settings or add different cards, I can click this gear up here in the settings tab. I can also hit the portfolio cards and jump in. I can add new cards. I can adjust the settings from here. And then I can also use the shelves on the left side to access a deeper view of each of these different client cards. From here, I'll have my colleague Andrew take over and show you guys how to run client reports and client portal.
Thank you, Bryson. Okay, so I'm going to go over client reports. Continuing where Bryson left off in client view, in the top right of portfolio, you'll see a run report feature. Once you select it, you'll be brought to a screen to run the report. And this allows you to run different reports in the portfolio that you're in. It's just an easy way to access it. But there also is a client reports card. You could also navigate there and you have more options to run different types of reports. And then Black Diamond terminology, there is report templates. So these are pre-designed formats that simplify creating and consistent professional reports. And then you also have the ability to access the report archive. This is a depository that stores past reports in one place that allows you to share with clients or other firm users. I'll go ahead and share my screen and give a live demonstration. So continuing over here on the demo portfolio, if you go to the top right, you're able to run a report for this portfolio. You could choose the different category where the templates are. So just go to my templates and then you'll access the firm one. We could go to projected income and then you just fill out the information, the date range, as of date, and the different options over here. And you could click run, but I'll go ahead and show the client reports. So if I access the client reports over here, click into report templates. I'm able to access the different reports that have been saved by the firm. So we'll just run an example one real quick. We'll go to portfolio snapshot. And then you have the different pages for this template. You could click in, access different types of customization. We'll go ahead and run it. So we'll run it for this demo portfolio since inception and then as of yesterday. You have a bunch of different options right down below over here. So if you have customization branding for your team's logo, you could use that, or you could use the firm logo. And then we'll go ahead and run this. Over here on the top right, it's going to queue in this bell icon. Just wait for that to load. Click into it. And then now you have your portfolio snapshot that you ran. Let's say that, a few months down the road, you really like that report, you want to be able to access again, but you can't find it. You're able to access the report archive. You could see this is the one that I just ran. And then you even have the ability to share this report. So I could share it with my client users, and then I could share it also with other firm users. And then you also have the ability to search reports as well. I'm going to jump back over here to Report Builder. Let's say you want to create a custom report. We'll just put one together real quick. So we'll do one with projected income, select this page, done. And then we'll add another page. Say that we also want to include a portfolio snapshot in here. You have a few different templates to choose from. We'll choose this middle one, and then we'll click done. And then over here, you could customize it a little bit. You could save this template, but you could also run this report without saving it. And I'm going to hand it over to Bryson to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So next is client experience. Client experience. It's about catering to your clients. It allows you to create a portfolio for your clients and share your reports with your clients. You can see the data aggregated in one place where you can share documents with them. And then next, we have the client portal. So I'll give a live demonstration on this, but this is basically your portfolio view, but you're able to share this with your clients. You're able to like limit what they see in their holdings and everything, but it also allows you to share different statements and reports with your clients as well. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and go through a live example of this. So client experience could be found down here. You have a few different options. You have something like client activity. You're able to see when your clients are logging into the portal and whatnot, if they're having trouble and everything. And then over here, we have client portfolios. We've already set these up, but client portfolios, it's just, what you want your clients to see. If you just want to keep it simple or you want to give them a little bit more access to their portfolio, this is where you do that. Then we have this test user, but this is where you create your client users. This is where you tie them to an account, you tie them to a portfolio, just create their login and everything. So we'll click into over here. So we've created this test client. We've given it a username, first name, the email that it's tied to. We've tied it to a team. And then if we go to accounts, we get to tie the different accounts into this. So that way, when they access the portal, they're able to see all these accounts in that portal. We've also tied it to a portfolio. So I'll do a quick live demonstration of a demo. So if you're trying to, show this to a client, what their portal would look like, you go through here. And we'll just give this one a simple profile, launch a demo. So over here, you're able to see their total value of their portfolio. You can go to the different accounts, look down over here, you can see their different holdings. And then this is similar to that client view that you're able to access. So you can see the different activity in their allocation. And then Vault also allows you to share different documents and statements to your client. It's the main way to communicate with them as well. And over here, you're able to access the Vault and kind of control what you want your clients to see. This goes back to the report templates that I mentioned. If you want to share a report, you can do that on the report template page and then access the Vault to see the different reports that you've shared with your clients. With that, I'm going to hand it over back to Bryson.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew. The last part of Black Diamond that we want to begin introducing is the data management and the data mining. This is where you can see and control your data in one place and where you can utilize data mining to see queries within the platform. So we'll jump into a live demo of both of these. First, we'll go ahead and talk about the things that are open to you guys in data mining. So first, we'll talk a little bit about the classification schema. This is where you can see the firm's classification schema. You can see the benchmarks that are associated with each classification. These will also relate to the color codes within your allocation and your allocation versus target view inside of the client view. We'll talk a little bit about cost basis. This is a cost basis tab where you can look through your account. You can look through your holdings and see general cost basis information. Since this is a demo purpose account, there obviously won't be much cost basis coming through in here, but these will all be generated through the custodian. Lastly is the security master, where you can see a group of securities held throughout the firm. We'll be able to see things such as the CUSIP, the issue type, your different asset classes and segments, as well as each of the sectors, which also allows you to drill down and look through each different filter here. Lastly, let's talk a little bit about data mining. Data mining is where we can pull bulk data from the system. We can jump into here through build query. Once we get into our query builder, we have the option to run a different level of queries. We can do snapshots, we have transactions, we have realized gain loss, or different things from here. The data elements that we have access to are going to be different based off of the query that we're running. For example, a snapshot would be just data within a certain point of time. We have the option to adjust our time slider here to look through different days. But let's say I wanted to find accounts. I could look up the account number. I could bring in the account name. And let's also add a section for market value. And then I want to look as of December 31st. I hit apply here. Something I want to do is hit preview. A quick note on this preview tab is if I hit preview and none of the data runs here, that means there's usually an issue with one of the filters or something going on within your query. So that preview allows us to just make sure that everything is running through correctly. To get this to export to Excel, I'll go ahead and click run. This will bring up the here. I can then hit the snapshot and it will deliver it to me in Excel format. If I'd like to save this query, I'm going to hit save as. I can name this demo query, hit save here. And then I can access the templates to see all of the different queries that are available to me. So if I want to see any of my favorites or I want to see any of my user templates, I can jump into here. I can see my demo query on this end. If I've created a query that I'd like to share with my team, I can go ahead and use the share function. This will allow me to search different users. So if I wanted to share this with Andrew, I would go ahead, enter his name, hit save, and then this will share that with the user. We also have the option to share with different team members. As you guys can see, there are a few different firm templates created by Nicole that will allow you to help with your month end and quarter end checks. You guys have the all accounts and fee schedules, the management fee transactions, and these missing fee schedules shared with you guys. If I want to run one of these, I can just go here click on the name of this template, select the time frame that I'd like to look through. I can hit my preview, and then I should be able to just hit run and enter in from there. That concludes the queries and the data mining side of Black Diamond. And we will have additional trainings to show you guys how to maximize both queries and data mining within Black Diamond. Lastly, we wanted to touch briefly on the training and the Q&A schedule that we have open for you guys. So upcoming, we plan on doing a deep dive of each of these different Black Diamond cards, as well as help you guys maximize your potential and what you're trying to do out of Black Diamond. We will be sending out a questionnaire after this training to get some feedback from you guys to understand what are the things in Black Diamond that you guys are most wanting to get into, whether it's doing a reporting deep dive, whether it's really maximizing the client portal, as well as opening up some office hours and some Q&A sessions each week after our trainings. So upcoming February 11th, we'll have an open hour where we can really get through any sort of questions that you guys are working through within your sides of Black Diamond. If there's issues or things that might not be coming up, or some ideas that you might have for your reports or some ideas that you have for your portal, we really want to utilize these to help you guys get the most out of the platform. With that, we'll open up the rest of this presentation for any Q&A. And if you guys can utilize the Q&A section of the chat, we'll be able to get to the questions there.
All right, so we have some questions coming in, so I can go ahead and kind of help answer some of these. First of all, we have one talking about a class blended benchmark calculation. and I can give a little clarification to this and the way that they are being calculated. Like I mentioned in some of my responses, these are a time-weighted rate of return as each day as their own holding period. What this is going to do is this is going to take the individual weight of the portfolio and apply the benchmark to that weight or to that benchmark with each day. Its own individual calculation. This does neutralize any impact of cash flows and does naturally adapt with the changing allocation of a portfolio over time. We also have a question about models and a summary of all of our clients' accounts. As far as current holdings go, we can build a couple reports out of data mining to get you this information. We are able to pull a list of all the accounts, the models that are assigned to them, and then also a couple of additional data points as far as the summary goes, including market value, custodian, and a couple of other key metrics there. As far as ensuring that all clients' accounts with various custodians are all being added to Black Diamond, we have a bunch of direct feeds with all of your main custodians. We are able to view in that client setup tab all of the accounts that are associated with your user. If you're seeing certain custodians that are not feeding onto Black Diamond or certain accounts that are not feeding onto Black Diamond, please feel free to reach out to our team. We're able to help get all those accounts flowing onto the platform. For an overview of the dashboard, we do have a couple different trainings set up that we're going to go in depth to both the client view dashboard and the business intelligence dashboard. So we will be touching that much more in depth. We do understand that both of those are going to be very popular tools within the platform. So we're going to spend a lot of time going in more in depth to that. We'll also have time during our office hours to go through any specific questions that you may have on any of the two dashboards.
Thank you, Brad. With that, we'll also open up our office hours next week and send an invite out to you guys for any additional questions. That way we can work through some of the specific issues and things you guys are seeing within the platform. We'll also send out the slideshow today, as well as a recording of the video so you guys can review. With that, thank you, everybody. We'll give you some time back, and we will follow up with further information about trainings coming down the road. Thank you.